Andy, the angry white lawyer, complete with bald head today, no hat. The trade deal that the Chinese and the UK have struck through Sir Keir Starmer's visit to Beijing just recently. It's clearly, such as it is, a payment for allowing the Chinese to have the mega embassy in London. And why is it called a mega embassy? Because it's bloody huge. And I believe it's going to be the largest in Europe. And some sources have called it, or some critics have called it, a place where there's going to be a nest of spies. MI5 actually voiced concerns very, very recently, just this month, about it. And yet, despite local objections from the locals that live there and the local council's objections, this thing is going ahead. And despite the fact that it's actually situated on very sensitive data cables, which according to experts are very easy to tap into undetected. If you recall, there were also some rooms on the plans in the planning application that were redacted, and Angela Rayner, God bless her, actually voiced some concerns about that, but apparently those concerns just disappeared, right? So this is the payback. So what have we got for our money? Well, not a lot, it seems to me. We've got visa-free travel to China. Whether you'd want to go to China is a matter for you. I know people who've been there and had a good time. I know people have been there and not had such a good time. But that's by the by. It's not for tourism as such. It's for business, to allow business to expand. There's been some tinkering around with allowing our service industry to make inroads into China. I'll believe that when it happens. You've got to bear in mind that the CCP, being communist, it's in the name, have certain restrictions on its citizens. So we've got that, and it seems to me not much else. AstraZeneca will be allowed to build a very expensive pharmaceutical plant there, giving production over to the Chinese, which of course causes all sorts of problems, because if you're handing over your supply lines, your distribution lines, your channels, if you want to call them that, to a foreign power, you better make sure that foreign power is always going to be friendly to you. China is not a friend, really, of the UK. It's anti-West, and it's not going to be friendly forever, I don't think. In fact, it's highly likely that in future it won't be friendly at all. It has still designs on Taiwan. It is still building islands in the South China Sea, and according to the US, they have been fully militarized, at least some of them. Why are they doing that? They're only doing it because they want to expand militarily. They're not building leisure complexes or tourist hubs. They're building militarized islands. So there may well come a day in the not too distant future where they won't be friends of ours. What happens if they do invade Taiwan? Does it mean that because we have interests there and because we have supply chains that run from there, including pharmaceuticals, that we will not help the Americans defend Taiwan? That we'll just let the Taiwanese people leave them to their fate? And of course that will give the Chinese yet another hold on the West because of the silicon chip manufacturing that goes with capturing Taiwan. I think this is folly myself. I think it's a really poor deal. We've given a lot in giving them this embassy, including a possible compromising of our own national security. I can imagine the Trump administration is spitting chips over this, but even setting that aside, any outside observer would raise an eyebrow at this. You'd think we're getting a lot back for that. We're actually not. This is a poor deal. But am I wrong? Am I wrong? Is China now, because it's a business, real business player, it's an economic powerhouse for sure? Is it just inevitable that this decade, or this century even, will belong to China? much as the last century belonged to the US. And we have to forget about the human rights abuses and just do business with them. I see that Starmer raised the question of the Uyghurs. Apparently, that's not going to do anything. They've got 1 million people in camps there, and even on the Chinese government's own admission, those camps are for rooting out radical thought, quote unquote. Very Stalin-esque, isn't it? So yeah, we're prepared to forget all that and the organ harvesting that goes with it, all the rest of it, because we need to do business with these people. Am I just being an idealist? I don't know. Is it something we should just put on the back burner and get on with doing business with these people? I don't think so. But am I wrong? I don't know. Jury's out.